Well, hey everyone, it's the Net from the Net Kruger Metal Art, and today I've got the lovely Emma James-Ries from Turned and Burned Aotearoa with me. So we're both part of the Fungi Fest NZ Team, and the Fungi Fest is going to be running the entire month of, well, the 14th of March till the 14th of April. And during that time, there'll be amazing fungi-based events, all things mushroom. And so if you're keen to learn more or you're passionate about fungi, then this is a great time to get involved with the Fungi Fest. So I'm going to show off one of Emma's gorgeous pieces. So this is a workshop that she'll be running, is to make these gorgeous mushrooms. So Emma, do you want to go ahead and tell us all about these?
Yeah, well, I'm a wood turner, so I am currently in the process of making all of them, as we won't be getting people to turn the mushrooms because there's a wee bit of practice involved in using a lathe. But I've got all the mushrooms pre-made ready for people in the workshop, and we will be doing some marbling, which is an ancient, I think 12th century Japanese technique of floating paint on water, on liquid
That's the
at
one
that,
there.
that
Oh,
time. And
oh,
um, traditionally, it was used in the book bindings inside the front and back cover of a
oh,
book, just for that beautification, really, isn't it?
yeah.
Um, so I've learned this technique over the years, and we've perfected it with one of my mentors in woodwork, who's Dick Veach, and he really perfected the technique of applying it onto timber because traditionally it's paper. So
Oh,
yeah, so we'll have everyone will get one mushroom and they will be able to
gorgeous.
use their own colors. I've got a big range of about 10 different colors that you can mix and do different ones. And then you just, with toothpicks in the water, you can create whatever pattern you like. I personally like
Wow.
a little bit like the mushroom that you just showed.
Can bring it up again.
Less mixing, but you can go really, really mixed. So tiny little lines all together, which
Yeah.
personal preference.
Oh,
Um,
beautiful.
yeah, so we'll be doing that in the workshop, and then I'm going to have a range of paints there. You can get another one that you'll be able to paint whatever you'd like, decoration. You can have a go at carving with some little wee chisels that we have here, like little flexible
Oh,
ones. These
right.
are really easy to use for beginners if you just go with the grain of the wood. So you
Right.
can give it some gills, or you can fluff up its stalk, or it would fancy. And then it will be a miniature version of what we just saw there with
Oh,
Nanette.
beautiful.
You'll get like a little platform slice of wood that's got a little bit of lichen on it already, and you can make your own little scene, glue it on. I'll have some stones, some extra moss, and then you've got a little wee one to take home as well as your marble one that will probably be your centerpiece, as they already come with the bases on these ones as one
Right.
piece of wood. Yeah.
Oh, gorgeous. And tell us about the age ranges that this would be suitable for.
Well, I've done marbling with my two girls since they were about 5, so I think it, yeah, it's pretty easy to float the paint.
Mhm.
The technique of doing it at home is a little bit more involved because you need certain setting. You need to paint them with alum, which is yeah, to prime the surface, and all of that needs to be done beforehand, which I'll do. So it's just those little things, a bit more sciencey, that I will just be doing. So in terms of actually being able to do the workshop, I think it's all ages really. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Brilliant. And so tell us a little bit about your fascination with fungi. Where did your love for them come from?
Um, I I just really love surrealism, and I loved Alice in Wonderland when I was a kid. When I went to art school, I was really drawn to surrealism. Salvador Dali, although he didn't like to say he was part of the movement, Rene Magritte. I like things that are slightly more unusual. When you look at it and you look at it a little longer, then you start going, oh, that's a bit different. That's a bit unusual. And so that piece was inspired. It was a collaboration, although it was my idea,
Mhm.
um, with some two other woodworkers who have turned a couple of those mushrooms,
I'll just
and then
bring it up
we
again so
decided.
people can see it.
Yeah. And I don't do metal work, so those leaves were made by someone else as well.
Right.
Um, but yeah, no, I've always just had that little bit of a quirkiness. I enjoy just the broad range of how fungi is in our everyday life, how it I'm a nature lover, so I love how it is a key element in the health of our bush and our forests. And it's just like the giant internet talking with how trees talk to each other. And I love
Absolutely.
that. Yeah. It's,
Yeah.
yeah. So that brought
That's
me to Fungi Fest.
fascinating. I mean,
Celebrate it.
I remember when we just moved to New Zealand. So we've been here 8 years now. And I mean, I'm a total nature nut. I just love being outdoors. And
Yeah.
just discovering all these incredible mushrooms. I mean, I had no idea. Like the place we're from in South Africa, we weren't close to any bushes or forests or whatever. And so it's this absolute wonder world. And oftentimes, I was just speaking to Bobby this morning. Um, on one of the walks, we went during autumn, early autumn, and I was just absolutely blown away because you saw things like the size of a needle tip to these huge dinner
Yeah.
plate size ones going all up the trees. And I was like on my hands and knees scrolling around with my macro lens. Half the time
That's
I'm
so
so muddy,
exciting.
but it's
It's
absolutely brilliant.
It is. I just am blown away by the amount that you can find in such a short distance of space. So you don't need to walk far into the bush. I went recently with my girls and we found 16 different types
Wow,
in the
wow.
space of about an hour.
Yeah,
And I think we walked probably less than a kilometer. It's
crazy.
hard to tell when you're going that slowly, but just the different colors and the range. It's not just a brown little wee mushroom. And that's why I love the inspire of the marbling, because it pulls in some of these colors that people go, oh,
Yeah.
mushrooms aren't that color. Well, actually,
You
you
get
can
little
find the right
red
range.
ones,
And
green ones. Yeah, no, I
shapes.
love that. I absolutely love it. And I mean, they are a bit weird and wonderful. Hey, they come in these incredible shapes and textures. And um,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, the day that I met your husband and I didn't realize it was you on the walk.
I didn't know it was you
No,
either.
I didn't know.
Another
But
fungi
he
lover.
showed me, yeah, he showed me those birds' nests once, and it was like, oh my gosh! And if he didn't show me, I would never have spotted them. They're so hidden
Yeah,
away, you know.
tiny.
At
Yeah.
least you know
It's
where
like
to.
focus. Tune in your eyes and then you start seeing them everywhere. It just takes that little bit of what
Yeah,
am I looking for and what size are you looking for? Yeah.
yeah.
No,
No, it's
brilliant.
awesome. So, what are you most excited for the festival? Which events are you looking forward to?
There, definitely meeting some of the people. Paula Vargas with Gap
Oh,
Tip Photography. I can't wait to hear her talk. I would love to be going on the Shirley Kerr one, but I know it's all sold out, and I will give that space to people. I'm also super excited for the showing of Fungi Web of Life with Stephen Axford's photography and slow time stop photography. That's narrated by Bjork and it's the premiere for New Zealand. I just think that's fantastic that we've got this on
phenomenal.
board.
Bless
Yeah,
me. Yeah.
I'd
No,
love to be doing your
wonderful.
metal workshop too. I know that it's a bit restricted on the age, so I did think my girls would be really into it as well. But I think just
Yeah. How
for
old
them
are
to
they?
be, they are 8 and 6. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I'm normally super flexible with my workshops, and as long as they've got a good pencil grip, that's absolutely fine. And I mean, the ones that we'll be doing on my workshop is it's more Zen tangly, so it's even more weird and wonderful. They don't need to be perfect at all. So if
Yeah.
you're comfortable,
Yeah.
with sort of their skill, they just need to press a little bit harder than they do with a pen. Um,
Okay.
but then absolutely, yeah. I mean, and you'll be there, so we can help
Yeah.
them, we can teach them.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's
absolutely.
wonderful.
Book
Thank
yourselves
you.
in.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Um,
Well, Emma, tell us where people can find you, where they can learn more about the amazing things that
yeah.
you
So
do.
I have two social media pages. Instagram I tend to upload a little bit more than Facebook, but under both I'm at Turned and Burned NZ or Turned and Burned Aotearoa.
Beautiful.
And that's pretty much all of my. I have artistic practice where I'm doing things more for exhibition, and then things that are more for everyday. People come to me for commissions. So if you want
Brilliant.
anything made, I specialize in pyrography, which is the wood burning technique for artists. Sort of like tattooing wood is what I've come to that conclusion.
Yeah. That's something I've been wanting to learn for ages. So I think we'll do a
It's
little
a
bit of a
bit
skill
addictive.
swap.
We've got
Wow.
the little
Oh
burning
my gosh, how
mushroom.
amazing.
And
That
that's
is
just
So
same
cool.
pyrography. I haven't put a finish on it or anything yet.
That's
But
beautiful.
yeah, I really enjoy that type of the little bit of a difference for the woodwork. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Also,
So
if
tell
you're in
us
the
what,
South Island,
oh, sorry, say
sorry,
again.
I was just if anyone's in the South Island, I am doing a demonstration at the Wood Expo, the National Wood Expo, in May on the 25th and 26th of May
Brilliant.
down in
Awesome.
Christchurch.
If you
Yeah.
send me those links, then I'll pop them below the video so people can know where to find you and find all the amazing things we've talked about. I'm curious about the wood types that you use for your mushrooms. So what is the better woods to use for turning and for pyrography and all of
Yeah.
that?
So for pyrography, I generally favor a paler timber. If it's not a mushroom. I love jacaranda, sycamore, poplar is one I use a lot. But it is a softer timber, so you have to be careful with what uses that you want it to be used for because it can dent quite easily. Personally, I love making the mushrooms out of a branch so that you can keep the natural edge around the
Okay.
tip.
Yeah.
So that's quite, yeah, that's something that I really enjoy. This one is birch and it came down from the old garden, this one actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that one I think was cherry, I believe,
Yeah,
from
when I
memory.
saw that, I'm like,
Cherry.
I want to learn how to make this. This is amazing.
So no, I just I'm always keeping an ear out for any trees that are coming down. People, usually are using it for firewood and anything that's a fruit wood or anything is beautiful to use in turning. And I always feel like it's sacrilege to throw it in the fire.
We got a
But, yeah.
bunch of firewood last year, and honestly, some of the patterns on the wood and the coloring, there was like yellow stripes all through it. And my husband and I were like, we can't burn this. It's gorgeous.
Yeah,
So we started
I
getting
do
firewood.
often think, unless it pine is radioactive, I mean that's fine. You can burn all the pine, but
Right.
everything. I think a lot of yeah, Putuka, I've seen people burning before, and it just go that is an incredible timber. And that's when you said about the yellow. I've
Yeah,
had pieces of yellow through the Putuka, and yeah,
so
it's
gorgeous.
I love so for if I'm doing highly figured pyrography work I want less wood grain to be obvious because it gets too busy.
Yeah.
Um, but if I'm just doing a plain piece, then I really like the lots of figure in the grain. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it adds character. Hey, it's sort of it's got a voice of its own. You just need to enhance it a little bit. Like you don't need
Yeah,
to do much with it. It's just
absolutely.
gorgeous to start with.
Yeah.
So, how
I've
fun.
got I'll often be at the lathe and I'm turning a piece and you're starting to get the smoothness up a bit, and that's when the chatoyance is a woodworking name of sort of like the iridescent sheen that you can get on usually coldy and things that have the gum certain way. And I just stand there and just mesmerized at the beauty of it, it's awesome.
Absolutely. So, how did you get into wood turning?
It's an interesting. So I have a degree in fine arts and art history, and so I've always been into the creative side.
Yeah.
But my sister, she wanted to learn how to do wood carving, and then bought herself a lathe. I had a little play around, and then decided she was moving over to the UK, and
Right.
asked me to store her lathe in my garage. And I
Mm.
thought, well, I may as well learn how to use it. And she was great and open to that. And that was the start of my addiction to timber.
Oh,
So
I
I'm
get
very
it. I
obsessed.
get it.
Thank you to my sister. Yeah. No, it was really fell into it. It's not something I'd ever heard about, really. It's New Zealand's got a really good, strong woodworking community
I do.
for the size of its population.
For
But
sure.
yeah, it's been awesome. I
How
love it.
interesting
They're
it is.
really
But sometimes just fall into your destiny. You fall into your calling. Who would have
yeah.
known?
So I sometimes I think, where would I be if I'd never found woodwork? It's just yeah,
Exactly.
it'd be a different,
Yeah.
yeah, different. That's for sure. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. I love it. It's absolutely gorgeous. And this piece will be on display at the Tauranga City Library as from tomorrow. I'll be dropping it off tomorrow morning. And it'll be on display for the whole month. So you guys can go and check it out if you're in Tauranga. And yeah, please give Emma a follow on social media. And Yeah, we're excited to see everyone at the Fungi Fest, eh?
Yeah, really
Very
excited
awesome.
for guys. I can't wait for this to launch, all the hard work that's
Oh,
led up to this point. And it's just, yeah, I hope to see
absolutely.
this become an annual or biannual thing. So, yeah,
100%.
spread the
Yeah.
word.
Spread the word.
Thank you for the interview and giving me the time. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
absolutely. It was lovely speaking to you. And yeah, we look forward to seeing more of your gorgeous work. Thanks so much, Mel.
Fantastic. Thanks,
So,
Nanette. Take
have a
care.
great day. See you. Bye.
Bye.